Human consciousness is often praised as our greatest strength. It allows us to think, reflect, imagine, and choose. Through consciousness, we gain rationality and freedom, the ability to step back from instinct and decide how we want to live. But this capacity comes with a cost, one that is often misunderstood and quietly endured rather than openly discussed. To be conscious is not merely to be aware of the present moment. It is to hold the past and the future simultaneously in the mind. Human rationality enables us to replay past experiences, evaluate them, and imagine multiple possible futures. Every decision, therefore, is not a single act but a complex mental process involving memory, prediction, and responsibility. The mind does not simply ask what is happening, it asks what should I do and what will happen if I choose wrongly. Freedom of choice is commonly seen as a liberation, but freedom also removes certainty. When there is no fixed path, every option becomes a burden. To choose freely is to accept that the outcome is never guaranteed. With each decision comes the awareness that it could have been otherwise. And that awareness produces doubt. Rationality multiplies possibilities, but it does not eliminate risk. In fact, the more rational and reflective a person is, the more alternatives they can imagine, and the more room there is for hesitation. This is where anxiety emerges, not as a weakness of character, but a structural feature of consciousness. Anxiety arises from possibility. The mind recognizes that multiple futures are open, and none of them comes with an absolute assurance. The future becomes a space filled with imagined outcomes, some hopeful and others threatening. Consciousness does not allow us to simply move forward. It requires us to consider what might go wrong. Regret is another side effect of this same capacity. Because we can revisit the past, with new understanding, we often judge earlier decisions using information that was unavailable at the time. Consciousness makes us time travelers of a sort, able to mentally return to the moments of choice and rewrite them in our imagination. But this ability, powerful as it is, can turn against us. We blame ourselves not for ignorance, but for failing to predict the future, something that no rational being can truly do. Wrong decisions are not evidence of flawed thinking. They are the natural consequence of freedom. A being that is truly free must also be capable of choosing incorrect. If every choice led to correct outcome, freedom would be an illusion, replaced by hidden determinism. Error is not the opposite of rationality. It is the condition that makes rational choices meaningful. Human consciousness does not merely allow us to live, it forces us to evaluate our lives. We do not simply experience events, we interpret them, question them, and assign responsibilities to ourselves. The self awareness gives life depth and meaning, but it also introduces self doubt, second guessing, and inner conflict. These are not defects of consciousness, they are its unavoidable byproduct. To be conscious is to carry responsibility without certainty, freedom without guarantees, and choice without complete knowledge. This is the cost of being human. It is also the source of creativity, morality, and meaning. Consciousness does not promise a flawless life. It offers something far more complex, a life that must be chosen again and again without certainty and lived anyway.